November 13th, 2022. A quiet college town wakes up to horror. 4 University of Idaho students, Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Zana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, found brutally murdered in their off-campus home. The killer left no trace, except for one thing: a knife sheath with a single DNA clue. And when police followed that trail, it led them to a man who studied murder for a living, Bryan Kohberger, a criminology PhD student, a mind obsessed with killers, now accused of becoming one. Welcome to Echoes of Crimes, where we uncover the darkest mysteries, the most shocking crimes, and the chilling truths that hide in plain sight. From cold cases and unsolved mysteries to the crimes making headlines right now, nothing is off limits. Every detail, every twist, every chilling clue, we bring it all to light. So lock your doors, dim the lights, and get ready, because what you're about to hear may keep you up at night. This is the story of the Bryan Kohberger case, a chilling crime, an intense manhunt, and the meticulous unraveling of a killer's plan. This is the full, uncut documentary of the Idaho murders. On November 13th, 2022, the peaceful town of Moscow, Idaho, and the University of Idaho community were shattered. Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Zana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, 4 vibrant young lives, were brutally murdered in their off-campus home at 1122 King Road. It was a mass killing that defied belief, leaving behind a scene of unimaginable violence and an entire nation desperate for answers. This wasn't a random shooting. This was an up-close, personal attack with a knife. What greeted first responders was a horrifying tableau. There was no sign of forced entry, suggesting either an unlocked door or someone known to the victims. The 2 surviving roommates who were downstairs were miraculously unharmed. This detail would puzzle investigators and the public for weeks, sparking endless online theories. Police were initially overwhelmed. A small town force suddenly faced a quadruple homicide with an unknown perpetrator, a weapon never found, and a terrified student body. The immediate lack of a clear suspect plunged the community into a chilling fear. Months after the fact, unsealed court documents revealed a crucial, harrowing detail. One of the surviving roommates, identified as DM, described seeing a figure clad in black clothing and a mask leave the house. According to her account, she heard crying, a male voice saying, "It's okay, I'm going to help you," and then witnessed the suspect, a male, walk past her open bedroom door towards a sliding glass door. He was described as having bushy eyebrows. Her account, though delayed, would become a cornerstone of the prosecution's case, placing the killer directly in the house and providing the first physical description. Why she wasn't attacked and why her 911 call was delayed for hours remains a subject of intense discussion. In the immediate aftermath, law enforcement had little to go on, but then a flicker of hope: surveillance footage. Cameras from various businesses and private homes captured a single, consistent thread: a white Hyundai Elantra seen driving suspiciously around the King Road house multiple times in the hours surrounding the murders. This wasn't just a random car. It was described as making unusual loops, arriving and departing at precise times. The vehicle quickly became dubbed the Ghost Car, and authorities issued a nationwide alert for its identification. Thousands of tips poured in. As the Elantra investigation unfolded, another technological marvel came into play: cell phone data. Investigators obtained warrants for cell tower data around the crime scene. They found that a specific phone belonging to Bryan Kohberger, a graduate student at Washington State University in Pullman, had been in the vicinity of the King Road house a staggering 12 times in the months leading up to the murders. This wasn't accidental. Furthermore, on the night of the murders, Kohberger's phone went dark for a crucial period, from 2:47 a.m. to 4:48 a.m., precisely when the murders are believed to have occurred. This strategic turning off of his phone, only to power it back on and head south, away from the scene, painted a chilling picture of premeditation and an attempt to evade detection. The final, irrefutable puzzle piece was DNA. At the crime scene, near one of the victims, a leather knife sheath was recovered. On the button snap, a single source of male DNA was found. This was the break everyone was waiting for. Using genetic genealogy, a cutting-edge forensic technique, investigators began building a family tree from the DNA profile. This led them to the Kohberger family. As Bryan Kohberger drove cross-country to his family home in Pennsylvania for winter break, police discreetly collected trash from his residence. The result was a direct, undeniable match. The DNA from the trash precisely matched the DNA on the knife sheath. The manhunt was over. On December 30th, 2022, Bryan Kohberger was arrested. The shock reverberated globally when it was revealed he was a PhD student in criminology at Washington State University, specializing in criminal justice. This detail added a disturbing layer of irony and horror to the case. He was studying the very pathologies he was accused of embodying. How could someone so immersed in understanding criminal behavior become a perpetrator of such a heinous crime? This wasn't just a student. This was a man who reportedly pursued a career analyzing the darkest aspects of the human psyche. Experts who have weighed in on the Bryan Kohberger case often point to a complex psychological profile. His alleged pattern of stalking the house, the calculated turning off of his phone, and the targeted nature of the attack suggest an organized, premeditated killer. Could his academic pursuit of criminology have been a cover, or perhaps a means to understand and refine his own dark impulses? Theories range from a desire for power and control to a twisted fascination with the act of killing itself. Some forensic psychologists suggest traits consistent with antisocial personality disorder or narcissistic personality disorder, where empathy is absent and personal gratification reigns supreme. The specific motive, however, remains a chilling and ultimately unanswered question. In the age of digital footprints, investigators also delved into Kohberger's online activity. Reports indicated he had posted online seeking participants for a research project on how offenders select their targets. This, coupled with his academic pursuits, painted a picture of someone deeply entrenched in the study of crime. Did he use his research as a justification or even a training ground for his own dark actions? His meticulous planning, from the specific car to the digital silence, suggests a high level of intelligence applied to a horrific purpose. With the overwhelming evidence, the defense faced an uphill battle. Bryan Kohberger's legal team, led by a dedicated public defender, focused on creating reasonable doubt. Their strategy involved challenging every aspect of the prosecution's case: the chain of custody for the DNA on the knife sheath, the reliability of the cell phone data, the eyewitness account of DM, and the lack of a clear motive. They argued that the DNA could have been transferred innocently, that the white Elantra sightings were too common, and that Kohberger had an alibi for the night in question. One of the more aggressive defense tactics was the introduction of an alternate perpetrator theory. This is a common strategy to deflect blame and confuse the jury, suggesting that another individual could have committed the crime. They requested access to more DNA evidence and pushed for discovery of any other potential suspects. The pre-trial hearings were lengthy and contentious, with both sides battling over what evidence could be presented at trial. The defense worked tirelessly to undermine the prosecution's seemingly airtight case, knowing that even a sliver of doubt could lead to a different outcome. As jury selection loomed and the prosecution was poised to seek the death penalty, a dramatic turn of events unfolded. In a shocking move that spared him execution and the victims' families a grueling trial, Bryan Kohberger accepted a plea deal. He pleaded guilty to 4 counts of first-degree murder. The sentencing was swift, 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. While the legal proceedings concluded, the emotional toll on the families of Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin was palpable. Their victim impact statements were a powerful, heartbreaking testament to the lives lost and the enduring pain. The Bryan Kohberger case will forever be etched in the annals of true crime. It highlighted the incredible power of modern forensics, from cell phone tracking to genetic genealogy, in solving seemingly impossible cases. It also served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of even the safest communities. The Idaho murders left an indelible scar on Moscow and on countless people around the world who followed this terrifying story. The memory of Kaylee, Madison, Xana, and Ethan serves as a constant reminder of the lives tragically cut short and the enduring quest for justice. What aspect of the Bryan Kohberger case surprised you the most? Was it the DNA on the knife sheath, his criminology background, or the sudden guilty plea? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. If you found this full, uncut documentary insightful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth true crime content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching.